following preview has been rated good bad by the Good, the Bad, and the Weird podcast. Please check out the full episode when it releases on Wednesday. This spring, squeeze in the Amazon. No one can hear you scream. Well, they actually can, and just kind of ignore it, but based on questionable eyewitness and loose legends, starring Jenny from the Block, Ice Cube, and the Redneck from Holes, join the Good, the Bad, and the Weird as they dive into Anaconda. I'm Nico.
And I'm Chris.
And yeah, we're still continuing kind of aquatic creature features.
I mean, it is...
Not creature features, but natural horror films.
It's Shark Week adjacent.
Yeah, we're kind of running our course on those.
I feel like we're just slowly morphing Shark Week into Discovery Channel.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, we decided to go with the Anaconda because it was one of the ones that was definitely big for us as youngsters.
Oh, yeah. And like, as someone who has an entire friend basis around shark movies, we happily lump Anaconda in with like the rest of our nonsense shark movies, only because it is a absolutely bonkers sort of movie. It's
got an aquatic creature, it's got a boat.
And it's got all of the rest of the premises that we look for outside of like actually good aquatic or shark movies like Jaws, where you have a team full of idiots. There is almost no plot. There's almost no like set. There is pretty much just them being eaten slowly.
Not even that. Like, they get eaten in like... that's the thing. So that first Anaconda, after it eats Owen Wilson's character...
Oh, yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like it's eaten anything. Like, it's back to being skinny, like, within overnight.
Again, I have many a theory about this film, but my main running one is that they did almost no snake research beforehand. And then, like, thus, every time that someone was like, hey guys, you know snakes can't eat that much, right? Like, even a giant snake like this, maybe like one guy, maybe two if we're pushing it. And so they, like, had to magic away problems.
Oh, yeah. No, and on top of that, just, like, the writing of it's so bad, the acting's so bad. Or, the acting's actually...
No, the acting's the only thing that's decent in this film.
Yeah,
partially because we are filled with a stellar cast.
Except for Voight. His facial expressions are the dumbest bullshit.
But we know that's not his fault, because we know that even at this time point when this movie was made, he was a phenomenal actor and had played villains before. Yeah. Good villains. I honestly don't think he either knew the film was rolling or the director did not tell him, like, anything helpful, so the poor guy probably didn't know what he was doing.
Or, like, he asked, what am I supposed to feel here? I don't know, make something up, you figure it out, it's your job to act.
I think if they had told him that, this movie would have been better, but instead they were like, look confused about the, like, display happening in the background. Be disgusted by this.
Look like you're about to shit your pants halfway through the movie every time.
Yeah, like, we know the man can act well, and we know he's got good facial range of control. He just had no direction or inspiration. And, like, the rest of the cast also had no direction or inspiration. Because, like, they're doing their best to create characters out of pretty much thin air. One of whom is unconscious for, like, half this movie.
Yeah, and is one of the ones that actually survives, like...
Well, that's why, because he was unconscious for most of this movie.
Which you think, like, he'd be the best prey for the snake, too, of, like...
Oh, yeah. Well, no, my favorite part is he's also the main love interest.
Barely in it.
Barely in this film.
God, this movie is just such a mess, but I think that's what makes it entertaining, because I remember really liking this movie as a kid, but, like...
And I think another reason why this movie, especially for, like, me and my friend group, part of the reason why we throw it in with our other, like, shark movie nonsense, is because they made this snake somehow very acrobatic. Mm-hmm. This snake spends a lot of time somehow in the air, despite being a 40-foot long snake.
Yeah, true. And, yeah, strong enough to, like, hang from a branch and snatch someone.
Okay, that branch is the strongest branch on this planet. But yeah, like, we see the whole snake a lot, which is saying something for a snake that's supposed to be semi-aquatic.
Mostly aquatic, if I remember right, because they're too cumbersome on land.
Yeah, but I mean, like, based off of how this movie's portraying it, there's a lot wrong with, like, the actual snake.
Oh, man. And just, like, the lore. That's the thing. There isn't, like, really any lore to build it up. It's just, it's a big snake.
No, and that's a little bit disappointing because I honestly do think that, like, with a little bit of redirecting on far as, like, adding in some background bits, adding in some lore, adding in a little bit more direction and focus here and there, and honestly, move the camera, for Christ's sakes. Put it somewhere else.
Exactly.
Like, this movie could have been pretty good, but instead, it's so bad that people love it.
Yeah, it's just stagnant and just...
It's like, so still. Like, we joke in the episode that we're not sure the boat moves once in this entire movie.
No, like, the good chunk of the movie can be removed because it's just establishing shots to show that, surprise, surprise, they're still on the Amazon River, in case you didn't know that they're on the boat. That's the set. The set is a boat.
The set is a boat, but not in, like, the creative way where Jaws had them, like, stranded and you felt this sense of dread. They're stranded on a boat, and they tell you it's the Amazon. They show you a jungle, but, like, there's nothing establishing about any of this.
Well, and on top of that, like, I didn't even think about it in the main episode. The boat gets stuck a second time. How do they get it back out and working?
See, that's the beauty of this film, is there's, like, a half a line where one of them says that he can fix the boat. He's just gonna take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And it's, like, briefly explained. They never show anyone actually fixing anything.
Yeah. The only people left to repair the boat are J-Lo and Ice Cube.
I don't think J-Lo's character could fix the boat.
Unless the tribes people at the end have some magical mechanic.
Okay, but they're supposed to, because doesn't, like, at the very beginning, doesn't he say, like, hey, they can help me fix my boat?
No, this is like...
that's a different tribe.
Yeah, they're going down the river to, like, the next tribe of people.
Yeah, that's right.
This is supposed to be the tribe, the uncontacted tribe that they're supposed to be out there documenting.
Who's, like, maybe a half a day's light paddle away from a major city.
They were hidden away from a wall.
A lightly built wall.
That's supposed to protect the ecological balance of the Amazon.
Okay, look, if they had, like, done more to lean into, like, no one goes over there because of the giant snake problem,
yeah,
I would believe it more. But, like...
Or force them into it instead of having Voight's character be like, well, look at me, I'm captain now.
Yeah, that's yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that's very strange and confusing is they spend this whole movie, like, the entire plot basis of this movie is they're going to go interview this lost people and, like, make contact and interview them and document this entire experience. And, like, it's a plot point that runs the whole thing. Like, it is arguably the main plot point of the film. And they spend a good amount of effort to, like, drill into into the head of the audience. Like, the only thing you learn from this is that they worship the snake. And then they kill the snake.
Oh, yeah, it's just so
like,
bad.
But then, like, the way the ending happens is it kind of implies that they're, like, finally free.
Something like that.
What?
Yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't, but that's kind of the fun in these sort of, like, big, like, summer blockbuster sort of either natural disaster, which was popular around this time, or also, like, these giant versions of fill-in animal here. Like, they're kind of the same thing, you know, nature, one being, like, tornadoes or, like, you know, California falling off the face of the earth.
Man versus nature.
Man versus nature. And, like, I do kind of miss this genre. Like, I know it's cheesy, I know it's stupid, and it definitely ran its, like, hard and heavy course back.
Yeah, we still
like,
get stuff like Backcountry, and every now and then we get something.
A little bit, but they're not as goofy as they used to be.
No.
Like, they used to be like, oh, all of, you know, New York has frozen over, and now the wolves from the zoo are escaping and killing people.
Well, and I think I think because we've gone too far in the goofy direction is why because everyone's like, well, if we're going to do this, you got to make us another Sharknado. So.
I totally understand. I get why there's not more. However, I do think that, like, we know that there's a cycle to movie films. This is one that we haven't really had a resurgence of yet. No. However, we know it's one that makes money. Because despite this movie having a piss-poor budget, it made a good bit of money.
Tommy Wiseau of The Room is making Big Shark.
I am down for Big Shark. I am here for Big Shark.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just a dumb, fun time to watch.
It is a fantastically goofy, silly movie.
Yeah, but... Anywho, this has been the Good, the Bad, and the Weird previews.
Check out the full episode.
Peace!